Okay, you guys are good to go. Good luck.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you. Do I hit record on my end?
I'll take care of it.
Okay, thanks. All right.
Thanks for the reminder. Now you're good.
Thank
we're
you.
live.
All right, Derek, go ahead.
Okay, well, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our 7th lesson on our communications tips and tricks. My name is Derek Sandbothe. I'm a Special Olympics athlete, as well as the first ever athlete hired by Special Olympics Missouri to work for them out of our Jefferson City office. And with me today, I also have my co-host, Mary Noswanger, and I'll let her introduce herself.
Thank you, Derek. Yes, as he said, my name's Mary. I also work for SOMO. I'm very proud to get to work with Derek on SOMO at Home programming with our communications classes we've had these last 7 weeks. It's been a lot of fun. If you're joining us today on Facebook Live, we hope you'll leave some comments for us. We have Bobby Williams and his mom Sharon with us today. We're so thankful to have them as our special guests, and you'll hear from them a little bit later. But again, please let us know if you have any questions, or at the end of this session, if there's anything that you'd like to learn about in the future regarding communications or ideas for other SOMO at home programming, please shoot us an email, leave a comment on Facebook. We would love to learn from you. We are going to take a couple weeks break, but we hope to come back. So please let us know what you're interested in learning about. So I know every week we have started with this definition, but we can't stress it enough. It's that simple and important to remember. So Derek, why don't you give us that classic communications definition?
Sure. Communications is basically the act of giving, receiving, and sharing of information.
Absolutely. And the reason why we stress this every single week, it might seem so simple, but it really is so important because we are communicating all day long, every day. A lot of people get really scared of the word communications, but really we are doing it all day long, whether face to face with our friends or family, whether we're sending a text message, emailing, if we're on social media, those are all forms of communication. So it's important to be aware of what the message that we are sending. And that's why it leads into what are the 3 components of communication, Derek?
Well, the 3 components of communication is, well, your sender, the message, and a receiver.
Yes, so we're not just talking about standing up and giving a big formal speech. Again, it can be any type of communication that you might be a part of. There is always a sender, a message, and a receiver. Sometimes that receiver can be one person or multiple people, but there is always a sender, a message, and a receiver. We're going to quickly go back through the parts of a speech because we are going to hear from one of our communication majors, and even how these parts of a speech should be in every single type of speech that you give. So Derek, why don't we give a refresher on these parts of a speech?
Sure. The opening is a very vital part in your speech. You give your introduction, introducing yourself, what you're wanting to let your audience know about, and then asking your audience for what you want your ask audience to do, and what is your purpose. Then your body and stuff of your speech is basically your mission, like your special facts, you're sharing your story, sharing your catch line and stuff, and what it really means to you. And then closing it all up, and it's like, basically putting your asking her again, and then also thanking your audience for being there and stuff, for supporting you and stuff, and asking you to come present to them.
Absolutely. And every type of speech that we give should have these components, no matter how long or short it might be. And we're going to give some examples later on because it might seem like, how could I condense that down and make it into a short speech? But it really is possible. And we're going to learn about that in just a little bit. but we just wanted to give a good refresher on that. Back through the different types of speeches, because we spent a lot of time on the classic stand and deliver and interview Q&A. If you remember a few weeks ago, we had an excellent panel where we asked questions. Derek was our host, and we had some athletes online, athlete leaders that came on and answered questions that did a fantastic job. So Derek, why don't you go through those other speeches that we're going to touch on today?
Sure. Like today's lesson, we're going to have a special athlete giving elevator speeches today, and so we're very, very thankful to have that. And then also, we're going to be talking about accepting award speeches, and then also your MC and hosting events as well.
Yes. Do you want to talk a little bit more about those last two? You had some great points, and we talked about all this yesterday about accepting awards and master of ceremonies. Just explaining a little bit more of what they are.
Sure. You're accepting awards. They are like on the spot speeches. I had a deal about 3 years, about 2.5 years ago. It was I received the award for the outstanding athlete for 2017, and I was asked. Well, not asked, but basically had to give a speech and stuff, in front of the audience that was in front of us and stuff. And if I had time to have rehearsed it, I would have done a lot better than what I did. But it was kind of an on the spot thing and stuff. And I basically just thanked the audience, for letting me be there and stuff, and thanking the audience and everyone for even the chance to even be nominated for that. Is really, which was awesome. And then you're emceeing. I have emceed once or twice over my course, and I have really thought it was really cool. And so, being able to like host like honored guest receptions at our state competitions and stuff like that. So I thought that was pretty cool. It's really interesting.
Yeah. And we wanted to go back through these because they're important to think about once you're aware of the different types of speeches, but also going back to the parts of a speech. It's interesting to think, well, gosh, in accepting an award, how do I make an ask? How am I asking the audience for something? How would I deliver my catch line? But those can be included. A lot of people, if we go back to the ask for a second, a lot of people get hung up on asking for money. That's not always what we're doing. The ask can be asking your audience to join in the Special Olympics movement. Come see why it's changed my life. Will you come be a fan? There's so many opportunities, especially while accepting awards, while you have a whole audience there that is proud of you and is captivated by what you're talking about and your experience. That's the best place invitation for them to come get more involved with Special Olympics. Same with while you're an MC at an event, you're selling Special Olympics that whole time. So we're sharing these because it's really important. Again, like Derek said, a lot of these could happen on the spot. So that's why it's really, really important to be thinking about them because you never know. Same could happen with an interview, a question and answer session. You might be at a state games competition and be approached to give an interview with our PR team. And it's important to kind of be thinking of those things you might want to share with the audience, ways that you can be incorporating the different parts of a speech. And the more we think about those, the more comfortable we will feel then delivering them. So let's dive deeper into an elevator speech.
All right. Well, an elevator speech is basically a 1-minute speech where you're trying to sell Special Olympics in 1 minute or less by basically doing your opening of your speech. You're introducing yourself and you're giving your catch line and stuff, and your asks and stuff. All 3 components in 1 minute or less. Basically, trying to lure your audience in to what you're wanting them to know.
That's a great way to put it. Yeah. Condensing it down and even having a part of your story in there, something that's going to grab their attention and make them when you ask them to do something, it's going to hook.
Here.
I think Mary just froze.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, we have Mary off. Well, let's try a couple of elevator speeches. And with us today, we have Bobby Williams, and he is from Lone Jack, Missouri, and his mother, Sharon Williams, who is his mentor, is also on with us. So we are very, very thankful to have them both here with us. So welcome.
Oh, thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Derek.
Can we get to it? Okay. You don't need to get quite so close.
Okay.
Oh, are we on mute? Let me just see. Oh, no, thank you, Derek.
Thank you, Derek. Okay.
You're very welcome. What would you like to try and do, Bobby? Like how would you approach an elevator speech with someone?
Just say, good morning. My name is Bobby Williams. And I've been a Special Olympics athlete for about 17 years. It's changed my life. And there are, am I off? Shoot.
I
Hi,
think
Bobby. Sorry, my internet had gone out for a minute. You're doing great. Keep going.
keep going. Bob.
Okay, keep going. Okay. There are lots of great events that raise money for Special Olympics.
That's okay. Well,
One of those great events is the Polar Plunge. And they donate.
here.
Oh.
There you go. I think. There you go. See that?
After people make donations, they run or walk through the icy water in the middle of the winter. It's a great event, and there are lots of plungers, and it helps raise money for Special Olympics. Would you like to come out to the Polar Plunge next year in January in Kansas City? Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, my internet glitched out for a minute, but thank you all for proceeding along. And it looks like you already went into one elevator speech, right?
Yes.
Awesome. Way to go. So, Derek, did we explain to the audience that we're just going to do some role playing back and forth and just get comfortable with giving elevator speeches?
Not necessarily in that way, no.
That's okay.
But now we're going to try one to where it's going to be interactive, to where I am going to actually pretend like I don't know anything about Special Olympics, and I don't know Bobby and stuff, and I would like for him to try and sell Special Olympics and try and do it in less than 1 minute. If he could do that and stuff, and I think Bobby can do this and stuff, I really do. So Bobby, take it away, bud.
That's just the personal experience one, kind of the first one we went.
Oh yeah. Good afternoon. My name is Bobby Williams.
Well, good afternoon. My name is Derek Sandbothe. How are you?
He's going to talk back to you. Yeah. So.
And then
I'm sorry. He's going to talk back to you, so you kind of answer his questions and then go on.
I'm great, Derek. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
I've been a Special Olympics athlete for about 17 years.
Wow, that's pretty cool.
My wife.
Okay, and how has it changed? And what exactly is Special Olympics?
Well, just answer his question.
Oh, yeah, and how's it changed? It's helped keep me active and help me stay physically fit, and I love the competition.
Cool. What kind of competitions do you do?
I do some of the sports I do are bowling, softball, basketball, tennis, bocce, and volleyball.
Oh wow, I love softball. Is there any way that maybe I could maybe get involved?
You could come to one of our events and see what athletes like me and other athletes are able to do.
That'd be cool. How do I get involved?
You could, I think, contact the director of Special Olympics, I think, or the people that help you. She can probably help you out. Contact the person in charge of Special Olympics Missouri, and she can help you out, I think.
All right. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I will definitely try that out.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Very
thank you
good.
for letting me speak to you this afternoon.
Well, you too.
Very good. That's awesome. And the reason why we do this role playing, it's so important to get comfortable with it. And you might be thinking, you know, the questions that Derek, the follow-up questions that Derek was asking, the conversation, the small talk that was occurring, it's all things that we know, but when we're put under pressure, it's a little hard to formulate thoughts really quickly. But Bobby, I think you did a really good job. And I heard you, you had an ask in there for him to come get involved. You had a direct action for him to take to go follow up with the Special Olympics director. That's a great idea. Some things that we've heard from athletes in the past, always feel free to point people to the Special Olympics website at somo.org. That's a great one to offer to people because it just holds everything that is Special Olympics, or say you could follow Special Olympics Missouri on Facebook. Different things like that. But I like how you had a direct follow-up action for him to do. That's really important. It wasn't just a general, I hope you come out. You know, something very specific is always really important because people are more likely then to follow up with that. So good job on that.
Exactly. I'm very proud of you, Bobby. That was very, very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Do you guys want to do one more?
Sure.
Okay.
What Derek wants to do.
Oh, sorry.
So how about we do one about the Training for Life campus?
Okay.
And again, to our audience, Bobby and Derek, they're great friends, but they're going to act like they don't know each other. And Bobby is going to sell Derek on what the Training for Life campus is. And you guys just take it away.
All righty.
Let's wait till you
See, Derek. Okay.
Oh, I guess you just, I think you want Bobby to start, Mary, I think.
Yeah, so Bobby, why don't you pretend that I know it's hard because we're on screens right now, but why don't you pretend that you're walking up to Derek on the street?
Okay. I'll say, good afternoon. My name is Bobby Williams. I've been a Special Olympics athlete for about 17 years.
Wow, that's pretty cool. So what exactly is Special Olympics, and what is special about Special Olympics?
Those Special Olympics, what's special about Special Olympics is it offers lots of sports year round, and it helps me stay physically fit, and you're able to make lots of friends in Special Olympics and meet new people and have fun with the competitions.
That's cool. So where would you do your training?
Oh, there's a Training for Life campus in Jefferson City, Missouri. It opened in the fall of 2018, and I was one of the athletes that helped raise money for it. And then there's an unfortunate tornado in 2019 that it closed because of the tornado, but then it's going to reopen sometime soon, which I'm thankful for. And it's a great place that me and other Special Olympics athletes would call home.
Well, that's cool. So exactly, what all would you be able to do at the Training for Life campus?
You could train in different sports, to do different sports, and then train in different sports, and it's lots of fun. You get to meet new people there too, and it helps you and it helps you stay active. And
Yeah. So how much money have you raised to help build the Training for Life campus?
let's see. I know I've raised. I'm not exactly sure how much. I know I raised a pretty good amount of money. I'm not exactly sure how much.
I gotcha. And how big is this Training for Life campus?
It was a pretty big place. Yeah, it was a pretty big place, and I was able to spend a weekend there when it opened in 2018. Back when it was open, and we played different sports, and it was a lot of fun. And
Bobby,
That's
how
cool.
could you close out the conversation to have an ask in there, inviting Derek to somehow get involved?
And okay, Derek, would you like to, or would you like to come see the Training Y campus and see what it means to athletes like me and other Special Olympics athletes as well?
Well, I'd love to. So yes, I would love to come down and see what Special Olympics is all about, and see the Training for Life campus, and see exactly how wonderful it really is. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, you're welcome, and thank you for letting me speak to you this afternoon.
No problem.
Very good. Awesome. Well, sorry I was encouraging to wrap up, but that was very good. I was glad, Bobby. I thought you did a great job of introducing yourself, and I even heard a little bit of your story in there, kind of how you got to be a part of the fundraising for the campus and experiencing sports camp. I thought you did a really good job of that, and it got a little longer because we kind of turned it more into a question and answer, and that might happen. But I think with the time that you had, you did a really good job of selling the Training for Life campus, and then inviting Derek to get involved. So I thought that one was probably your best one. That was really good.
Yeah, thank you.
I think so too.
Do you feel like the more times you practice that, the role playing, the more comfortable you get?
Yeah, I think so. The more times I feel I practice, more comfortable I get. Yeah, because I know at first it's kind of, I never done it. But then the more I practice, yeah, I think the less nervous I get and more comfortable I get, the more I practice. And it's a kind of new experience being on the Zoom. So yeah.
Sure. Well, and it's so crazy trying to think to go up to someone and start talking when we're on a computer screen. But you guys both did a really great job with that. And I think that's what we just keep are trying to stress throughout these classes, is that, again, it's something we think we do all the time, no big deal. But the more we practice it, the more we are prepared and the more comfortable we feel. And then the better representative we are of Special Olympics. You had great ways to follow up and for someone to take action. And if we hadn't been thinking about those and preparing, we might not have been ready for those. So way to go. Thank you so much for sharing.
You're welcome.
We appreciate it. That was really cool. So everyone be thinking, elevator speeches are something we could all be delivering every day, especially when we get back out and about. We could always be selling people on Special Olympics, and we depend on our great communicators, our global messengers, our athlete leaders to be great representatives for our programs. Because again, no one knows our programs or your stories like you do. So thank you for being a great representative for us. And
You're welcome.
Bobby is one of our communications majors, so he is taking Global Messenger 1 and Global Messenger 2. Bobby, do you want to experience at Athlete Leadership University?
I think part of it. What was it?
She did. Didn't come through very well, Mary.
Oh, Mary. Yeah, I didn't.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Ari, can you
Thanks.
tell us a little bit about your experience at Alti?
At Alps.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think, yeah.
Oh,
Yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, anything about your experience at Alps University?
your experiences at Alps.
The Alps has kind of been a great experience. It's kind of, it's probably helped me out to be able to do speeches. And it's helped me do speeches, out at events, and also it's helped me kind of stay active and work, and it's helped me working on becoming a better leader in Special Olympics and in my community.
Yeah.
Very
So where have you
good.
ever given speeches at, and so, since our last Alps universities?
I know the last I did give a speech at the Polar Plunge earlier this year, and then I gave a speech last year at the Miles for Medals event, and then I gave a speech at a track competition last year, and then I gave a speech, I think some speeches, and they counted at the Casey gas stations when I was with Melissa. So remember the summer, of last year.
Well, that's cool. Good job, Bobby.
And then
Yes,
that,
thank you.
and then that,
Great.
and then that Polar Plunge event, that was actually the first speech I did with Gold Masters 2, I think, actually. And then, before that, which was great, the Polar Plunge event this year.
Very good. We're
Before we did
glad.
the elevator speeches.
Yeah, we're glad you got to be a part of that. And we know that things are kind of hard with being stuck at home right now, but we appreciate you being a part of SOMO at Home programming and trying to, being willing to help and wanting to fulfill your practicum in unique ways now that we're more virtual. So thank you for being a part of this.
You're welcome.
Very good. Well, Derek and I just have a few more things to add. So this week I had the opportunity to be on a virtual conference, and the CEO of Special Olympics International gave a wonderful presentation, and then it was followed up by a speech from an athlete leader from Great Britain. She actually serves on the board of Special Olympics Great Britain, and she had so many things to say that I was just jotting down like crazy, different quotes. And so Derek, do you want to read through these? They're just some powerful messages on what being a leader means to her, what being a communicator, to being an effective communicator. So Derek, do you want to read these?
Sure. Her ideas of being a good communicator is listening to others more than I speak. Empowering others, promote kindness, tolerance, and to be adaptable. We can play an active part in society. And then we take time to plan and prepare really helps our athletes for not only games, but also our speeches as well. And then she has also found her own voice. She also says that life is for learning, and that is so true. And everyone, and this is a very powerful one, and stuff, and this one came really, really heartfelt to me, and stuff, as well as Mary. But everyone has the ability to achieve.
Absolutely. She really had so many powerful statements, but something that really resonated all throughout her speech was that being in Special Olympics, going through athlete leadership, it's really taught her that she has a voice, that it's important that she shares her story, that she is always learning, that she is an active member of society, and that she has a lot to contribute. I don't know, just she had such a sense of responsibility to empower others, and it was really cool. It really, really inspired me. Empower others. It's really cool, and it's important to keep learning more and more about communications so we can do that effectively by and I are so passionate about it because we know some athletes have extraordinary, so we want to help you comfortable and make you every opportunity to be able to do that.
And also,
Why don't you just share these final thoughts of different things we've said over the past few weeks?
oh, sure. I mean, we want everyone, to keep developing the speeches, keep developing and sharing your stories. That is something that we want all of our athletes to be able to do. And so, because like Mary has said before, and so, nobody knows Special Olympics better than our athletes. And they have so many really good stories to share. And so, I mean, that is the one reason why we do all these classes is because we want our athletes to be able to share these stories with everybody. Because let me tell you, very, very is very, very intriguing and very interesting to everyone. And so, and everyone wants to know what is so special about Special Olympics. And let me tell you, our athletes can give some really good examples of why why that is so true.
And always be thinking about your stories because they change every day. Things happen to us constantly, and your story should always be changing. So always be thinking about ways that you can tell your story.
And also, our audiences change all the time, so our speeches are going to change all the time as well. I mean, not ours. You won't have to change your speech entirely, but you will have to change some of your stuff in your speech to, let's say you were giving a Knights of Columbus speech to a Knights of Columbus member. Well, you wouldn't do that for a sports organization, with sharing what, I mean, yeah, you can put your sports in there about like what Special Olympics is to you and what, um, but but what you would like for them to do is you would like to thank them for all their hard work that they have done for us. And so, that could be two different, total different speeches.
And we
Um,
and we talked about obviously, the ask, the everything about our speech would change. Like say if we're presenting to an elementary school one day during the day, and then we're presenting to a Knights of Columbus one evening, those speeches should look a lot different because that audience is a lot different.
right, right. Then also we have drilled into this a lot, and so and nobody can practice enough. So keep practicing your speeches, keep practicing everything that you'll do, and so as athletes, and so, because the more comfortable you are with speaking, the easier it will become, and the better you will feel and stuff, and stuff. And we have one athlete and stuff. Who absolutely had the fear of speaking and stuff, and overcame his fear of speaking and stuff. And so he wanted to be able to give speeches. And so he worked so hard and stuff. And he has actually overcome that. And just like, we always want to keep telling people, that you are great communicators and stuff. And we all want everybody to know that.
Absolutely. Does anyone have any questions? Bobby, do you have anything? Or I don't know if anyone's on Facebook, please leave questions and we'll be happy to follow up. Or if you're watching at a later date, we will definitely reach back out to you. Or we're going to put our contact information at the end of these slides, and feel free to reach out to us. Again, please let us know if there's something you want to learn about in the future. If you have questions about communications, please reach out to us.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you again, Bobby, for being here.
You're welcome.
So Bobby, just a quick question for you. Is there anything you would like to learn through our summer home programming?
Let's see. Let's see.
What would you like to learn about?
Trying to think. I'm sure. Yeah, I would like. I mean, I would like to learn new things. Trying to think what it is, but yeah, I'd be willing to like to learn a lot of new things. I'm always open to learn new things. Definitely.
You haven't done the question answer things. Maybe that.
I haven't done the question and answer things. That might be really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did really well with that.
Yeah. Very
Oh.
good.
Anything else in particular, Bobby?
Let's see.
All right. Well, I wanted to say, so if you would like to follow us, we have our email addresses up.
Sorry. There you go.
So please email either myself or Mary Nusslonger with any ideas that you have for future somewhat home programming, or for anything that you guys would like to know about us and the more special Olympics itself. Please reach out to us, and so we'd be glad to get back with you.
Yeah, we hope to see you all through virtual summer games. We hope that you're getting registered, training, ready to compete. It's going to be a really fun week, and we can't wait to experience that with you all. If you haven't joined Flipgrid, we highly suggest to do that. It's a great way to stay in contact with each other. There's lots of fun things to be a part of on Flipgrid. And it's always follow us on site specialolympics.org/@home. It's where all of these different home programming can be found, not just communications. And Derek and I hope to be back in a few weeks. We are going to take a little break, but we know there's lots more programming coming your way. So we hope to see you soon. Thanks again for joining us, Bobby, and thank you, Sharon.
Oh, thank you, Mary.
Thank you, Mary.
Derek.
You're welcome, Mary. It was great talking to you and Derek. Thank you so much.
You too.
Great. It was great seeing you guys.
Yeah, you too. Great seeing you, and great seeing you too, Derek and Mary. Great seeing you guys too.
Yes, you all as well. Well, take care, and hopefully we'll see you all in a few weeks.
Yeah.